Hello, friends. Today we're gonna be painting up this Coyotl. And fun fact about the Coyotl, it was the first Omni-Mech developed by the clans, specifically Clan Coyote, as the name would suggest. However, they did have a hand from Clan Sea Fox, and in the original configuration, it had one PPC, one medium pulse laser, I do believe one LRM-10, and then one SRM-4. And being the first Omni-Mech, obviously you can plug and play with the weapons, but I thought this would be a good one, and we're gonna start off with this one's probably gonna be pretty simple. I think we're gonna go with the dark gray blue for everything, and then we're gonna highlight it with probably a little bit of coal black, or possibly black wash. You know what? I think we're gonna instead of the coal black, I think we're gonna go with the dark silver highlight. And those are gonna be pretty much the two colors that I use. And then I do believe for metallics we're going to use broadsword silver. So these are going to be the three colors that I use to paint this here Coyotl. So let's get started. And I think I'm going to use, you know what? This brush has been treating me fine, so we're going to use this brush. I hope you're all doing good, and I hope you're all relaxing and drinking whatever strange brew you've got in your cup. So like I said, we are using the Pro Acryl dark gray blue. And it's already pretty thin, but I think we're gonna add a single drop of water with our oral syringe there. Oh yeah. And let's get going. So, I hope you're all doing well. Things have been pretty hectic around here lately. We got the irrigation pipe out and having a grand old time with that. It's summertime starting, so there's farming that needs to be done, on top of the litany of other things that need to be done around here. That's just well, no, you can't see it from where you're at. It's nighttime again, and it will probably always be nighttime when I'm making these videos, just because I get a few spare minutes to myself to kind of just enjoy and share my time with you. So hopefully the audio quality is pretty, at least halfway decent. I don't have the greatest mics or anything, so I also tell I'm getting old, because every time or at least sometimes when I hear myself say a word that ends with S, I can hear a little bit of a whistle. Say. Well, now that I'm trying to do it, it ain't gonna happen. I do really like this Pro Acrylic paint. It is pretty fantastic. It's already pretty thin out of the bottle, but it dries real quick and it blends really well. And you know what? All in all, it's a pretty fantastic line of paint. I mean, look at the coverage on that. It's pretty fantastic. I know the past couple videos I've done some army painter paints, and I thought it would be kind of fun to do one where I just use nothing but Pro Acrylic. Just because this stuff is, you can put it on a little thicker, you water it down a little bit, and you just kind of pull the brush where you want it to go, and that stuff, it's like like I said, it's already watered down quite a bit, so you just gotta kind of pull and do what you're doing, and you get really good coverage out of it. The pigment in it is the pigment in it's ridiculous how much pigment is in this stuff. It's some top tier paint as far as I can tell. Granted, I've never painted with Citadel. I've always kind of I don't know if it's just me being prejudiced, but there's something about Games Workshop that I can't get behind them. And you know what? If you're a big fan of the Games Workshop and stuff, the Warhammer and 40K, all that stuff, you know what? More power to you. I tried multiple times to get into it and just realized, okay, and you know what? Maybe I was just trying to get into it at a bad time. Because a lot of stuff was going down and people weren't happy, and of course it's expensive as hell, and being a dad and kind of having hobbies, you gotta pick and choose what you're gonna do. Not to say that you're not quite in the same situation that I am. You might have the ability to get into it, or you were already into it before you had kids and all this, that, and the other. It's just I wasn't that way. So I appreciate Warhammer from afar. I'm not trying to shit talk anybody who's a big Warhammer guy or gal, But yeah. Not that I have very much room to talk. Being a Battletech fan, it's one of those deals. And Battletech starting to kind of see its renaissance or resurgence, or everybody's always like, oh, it's seeing its renaissance. It gets thrown around so often anymore, it's kind of hard to justify, like, what the hell's a renaissance? You never know. At least I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Another good one that goes around all the time is Golden Age. It's the Golden Age of this, that, or the other. Well, I mean, is it though? Do you have conclusive evidence that tells you it's the Golden Age? The other crappy thing about the Golden, when you call something a Golden Age, the only way it can go is down. And, I don't necessarily want to see anything go down. I think wargaming, whether it be fantasy or sci-fi or whatever else, whatever takes your fancy, I think, it's a good outlet. Because really, the only other options are, well, I shouldn't say the only options. There's plenty of people out there that have plenty of other hobbies that, any hobby's a good hobby, really, even if it costs you a little money, like I said earlier, me and a couple buddies of mine, we play Magic the Gathering, and that's a whole nother can of worms that we're not gonna get into it. But you know what? It is it's a thing. Yeah, I mean, just find what makes you happy. Find what makes you happy and run with it. Because as long as you're happy, life means a little more, It's, I know it's tough out there. Trust me, I get it. I still live paycheck to paycheck. I'm not a rich man. But, I'm poor in the pocket, but I'm full in life, which is type of rich I wasn't quite aware of until well, I guess it's been a while ago now. You can't take wealth with you when you go, and that's pretty important, and I think a lot of people are hung up on that, Well, I hope I didn't fill that up too much. Let's get rid of some of that water. I don't want to reactivate the paint. There we go. Well, that base coat's looking pretty good. I think we're going to leave that alone. I don't think I'm going to put any speed paint on that. I don't think the Steiner Blue is going to add anything. I mean, that is just that Pro Acrylic stuff is great. It goes on super smooth. It's very buttery, and you know what? It's thin enough that it looks really good, and I like it a lot. I love this stuff. It kind of got me I was painting some stuff, and as soon as I gave that Pro Acrylic stuff a chance, I kind of fell fell in love with painting minis all over again. I love the way these come out. So, all right, we're going to let this dry and we'll come back in a little bit and deal with the rest. Alrighty, so we let that blue dry on this Coyotl and it's looking pretty good. I will have to say. And so what I kind of want to do with it is let's see, is this black? Yeah, that's black. Yeah, it's black. Oh, let's see. Where do we want to put some highlights? Let's see. Where do I want to put the highlight? You know what? I think this spot right here could use a little black. This plate right here on the SRM tube use a little black. And it doesn't have to be here. Hell, you don't even have to do the same color scheme. You can do whatever you want. I mean, the one thing about the clans is they're crazy people. They're crazy honor-bound people, every last one of them. But, if you want to, let's say somebody from Clan Wolf claims Coyotl is Sorla, then they're gonna put Clan Coyote or Clan Wolf paint on it. They're not gonna leave it Clan Coyote. Alright, I like that. That looks good. Trying to make it somewhat symmetrical, but I don't see a. Well, you know what? Fuck it. We're going here. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, let's go back over that with some blue. Because I got a little sloppy on that edge, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. You know what? I think these antennae here, I think these should be black. I think these antennae should be black. That's what I think. I think Clan Coyote would be like, you know what? This comms array we have, we need to paint it black. Sorry, that was a pretty big sigh. My wife gets on my ass about that all the time. Why are you sighing? Are you upset? No, just because I'm sighing doesn't mean I'm upset. I sigh a lot. And you know what? Yeah, we're gonna do the foot pads. I'm gonna do the foot pads in a nice black. Because why not? That's why. Sorry, my old creaky table's acting up again. I have a hobby bench in the basement, but it's right next to my son's room, so I haven't used it in a long time. And so whenever I do painting and stuff, it's either in the living room of the house or here at the kitchen table. But I definitely generally do it when everybody's asleep. I like the quiet. It's kind of nice, just you with your own thoughts. Well, it's kind of hard. I have a toddler, and she's into everything, regardless of whether or not she knows what it is or isn't. And it's very that doesn't sound like me attitude. Ask her something. You gotta go potty? No. Then 5 seconds later, she's ripping off her diaper, trying to get in the bathroom. Potty training's a pain in the ass. Any of you other parents out there? I know some people are like, oh, it was super easy. You know what? Good for you. I'm happy for you. I know my older two kids, they weren't that bad to potty train, but my youngest is, she's something else. She is quite the character. But man, oh man, if you have something going on and you're in the middle of it and she sneaks up on you, she will just start helping you without knowing what's going on. And it's the most adorable thing I've ever seen. And me and my dad, we were welding on some pipe the other day and trying to get ready for the summer season. And she was just, she was grabbing all sorts of pliers and stuff for my dad. Tape measures, didn't matter what it was. She'd grab it and run up and, here you go, Grandpa. Here you go, Grandpa. And she'd get distracted by something shiny and go deal with that for 5 seconds. And then she'd be like, oh, right, I was helping. And then she'd go grab some more stuff and come back. Here you go. You need this. Whether or not we needed it or not, it was pretty adorable. Pretty damn adorable. But ooh. Some of this black didn't quite set like I was thinking it would. It's a little bit lighter. So we're just going to do another quick little coat of black just to try and darken it back up. Yeah. You know what? For kicks and gigs, let's take this triangle piece and we'll paint it black. Put some black paint on it just to kind of get a little bit more definition out of it. Why not? And then, let's see, we'll do the top plate on this pulse laser. And then that'll be about all the black that we're going to put on this. And I think that'll look pretty good. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Maybe it will. Who knows? I think it's looking pretty good. One thing I do kind of find funny about a lot of these Battletech mechs is how many of them look aerodyne, you know. This thing looks like a Apache helicopter with legs and other shit on it. And I think that's pretty damn great. I don't know if any of you know what a catapult is, but it looks like a B-52 fuselage. You got it cut in half, and they put legs on it, and yeah, it's pretty great. I enjoy it. It's familiar enough to make it believable, but it's far out enough that you're not quite sure if it's... Well, obviously it's fiction, but, you know, is it going to be fact or is it going to be fiction? It's hard to tell. Yeah, we got a little bit of some nice dark highlights on this, and I think it's looking pretty good. So we're gonna have to go back through on this one and put a little bit of blue on this plate here, as the black paint that I was painting this with had gone up a little bit. So not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Let's just put one more quick little bit here on these triangle parts of the chassis. And yeah, we'll let this dry. I'll go back through real quick and just touch up the areas of paint that we got a little black on them, and then we'll do the weapons, and then the canopy, and this little guy will be done. So. Alright, I think we're dry enough. We're gonna take our broad steel sword here, and we're gonna apply it to our weapons here, and that's not the brush I want. That's not the brush I want either. Where's the brush I want? Here it is. And we're just going to kind of work some of that into these spots. And I don't know, I see this one's kind of got some raised missiles. Raised warheads on that one, so I don't know, maybe we'll go back through and put a little color on it, but I don't know yet. Ooh, that was a little thick, so we'll just dry our brush off, and use it like a sponge here and lightly apply it to the rest of it. Now, I did look up kind of a readout on this thing, and one of the cool things about it is even though it's the first OmniMech, it still has double heat sinks on it, which, you know, yeah, clan tech, I get it. That's the one thing about the clans is they respected the technology enough to not fucking lose it in a war between themselves. So that's one thing the clans have going for them, especially being the honor-bound kind of society that they have. It's an interesting dynamic, in all honesty. Although, you know, the one thing about it, if you're not in some of those clans, if you're not born in a vat, they do not like you. You know, all that fun and exciting eugenics stuff they got going on. We got a heat sink back here. We'll put a little bit of paint on. A little bit of that silver, just kind of make it look metallic-y. You know, you're dissipating that much heat. A can of Krylon engine base coated and I'm gonna save that paint. Let's face it, it's these things run hot. And I doubt somebody came up with a paint to withstand that kind of heat. So, you know, they're gonna look metallic-y. Let's see, we'll grab a little bit of that silver here and we'll put it on the back of this, and we'll put it on the back of this. Alright, now then. That's looking good. However, we got this piece here, and this piece, and this piece, and I think I want to use a different metallic color for that. So I'm thinking maybe we'll take this gunmetal. And we'll get a drop of that just to kind of give the metal a couple different tones. Not all quite the same. Yeah. I like that. Let's grab a drop of this coal black. We'll put it right here. That was like half a drop. There we go. Clean off the tip. And then let's paint the canopy here. Ooh, that's a little thick. There we go, that's better. Let's see. Let's use a little sky blue for the. I did not shake this up. We'll get like maybe, yeah, something like that. We don't need much. We don't need much. I figured this would be a good color for the. Get the PPC here. And then if I had let's just grab a quick little dab of this here wraith green. I'm not too worried about watering this down because I am just going to use it for the medium laser here. Boom. That's that. All right. And then, you know what, since we already got it here, let's take a little bit of this sky blue. It's a way brighter blue. And we'll kind of come in here and just put that on the cockpit there. And then let's grab a little bit more of that black. And just kind of mix it up a little bit. And you know what I didn't grab was a white, so we'll take this bright ivory here and we'll put just a drop in there. And we'll grab a tiny little bit and we'll just kind of come in. That's the one thing I still kind of struggle with is getting these canopies just the way I want them. I'm not good at blending them out. As you can tell, that looks like garbage. But one of these days I'll get there. One of these days. Sorry, it's getting pretty damn late, and I was not expecting to be up this late, in all honesty. So we're just gonna put a little white dot there, we'll put a little white dot up there. Put a little white dot there. And then maybe just a small, tiny, teeny little itty bitty bit on the opposite side. Something like that. That made a mess of the whole thing, but that's okay. We've got some of that blue, and we'll just kind of cover it up. You know, sorry, I keep doing that. I'm an old man, and I keep bringing it a little closer to my face. Just so I can see what I'm doing. Well, it's not horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. I'm actually pretty happy with the way this one came out. So that'll end this one. I'm gonna base it, obviously. Maybe one of these days I'll show you guys how I base stuff. I'm not a master at it, and that's okay. I don't have to be. But yeah, there's the Coyotl. So hope you all had a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, or sleep, whatever you're doing. And we'll see you on the next one.